One thing you can guarantee with politicians, there never seems to be a cohesive message. There's always one saying something different to another, particularly in times of crisis. It gets a little bit worse, doesn't it? And you can always get some little clues. Well, there's an interesting piece of footage attached to a tweet that I want to show you right now, where David Lammy basically reveals what their true motivations are. Starmer's true motivations, like it's some kind of dark secret. Have a look at this. Let's pull this up on the screen. So this was outside Downing Street, and it is dated February the 10th, so yesterday. So David Lammy rattled when asked if Starmer should resign. David Lammy looks visibly rattled when GB News asked whether Keir Starmer should resign. He snapped back. We've been waiting 14 years to get here. No. That says it all. Power first, country second. That's the problem, isn't it? Now, let's have a look at this and see how it plays out.
David Lammy, is it time for the PM to go?
We've waited 14 years to get here. No.
What's set out on the Star Wars, David Lammy? David Lammy, is it time for the PM to go?
We've waited 14 years to get here. No.
Why?
Look at it. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So he gets out of his car, bald as brass, marches in. We've waited 14 years to get here. So, no. Well, it's quite obvious to all concerned that the Labour Party right now is a complete and utter disaster. The leader of the Labour Party, for now, Keir Starmer, is a complete and utter disaster. He's a busted flush. How he's hanging on the way he is anybody's guess. And you have a situation from the other day where what you get is Starmer apparently turned around to all of his cabinet and said, "You back me or we're done." So I suppose the term would be, if I go down, I'm going to take all of you with me. That's what happens. And this clip, this one singular clip from David Lammy just shows you everything you need to know about what's really going on. It's not about the people. It's not about the good of the country. It's about Labour's position in power, their wish to retain and hold on to power, and what they do with that power, what they do to the likes of you and me. Very dark and very deep. And one of the other things, of course, is what's going on with the justice system at the moment. You've got this situation, which I'm hopefully going to cover in more detail in the next couple of days, about what's going on with the destruction of the court records. Now, that is nothing short of disgusting. But what I want to wheel round at the moment for is having a look at jury trials. Now, I'm going to pull this up, and this is another skeleton in Starmer's closet, which basically needs to pack up and pack off.
Mr. Speaker, as the Deputy Prime Minister speaks, 56 of the 516 Crown courtrooms are not sitting. That's because he and his department caps the sitting days for those courts. It is, in my view, a dereliction of duty to be planning to do away with some jury trials when courts are not sitting. The Institute for Government have said that Sir Brian's 20%, which was pulled from thin air, is more like 2%. What on earth is this government doing? Why don't we get a grip of what's really happening in the system?
Justice Secretary.
Well, I'm grateful to my honourable friend and He still is my honourable friend, who I know has a principal objection. But let me just say to him that it is important to recognise that Sir Brian has emphasised that we need to do all of it. We need to deal with the efficiencies, and we'll have more to say tomorrow, of course, when Sir Brian publishes, I think, part 2 of his report and looks at those issues of courtrooms and how you get prisoners and how the criminal justice system works as a whole. We are increasing the sitting days, more investment than ever before. I'm negotiating with the Lady Chief Justice. There will be more sitting days to come, but we also need reform. Yeah. And to ensure that we continue to support the jury system, which is what we're doing.
I think this time of year.
Utter, unmitigated bollocks is what I would call that. Very much so. It's just fluff and nonsense. You know, what you have to think about is what our rights actually are as people in this country. And one of the rights we have is to be tried in front of a jury of our peers. Very simple. Now, when this first came out, saying that they were going to get rid of jury trials for certain offences to cure a backlog, that rings alarm bells in my head straight away, because what I think, or you know, the conclusion that I draw personally is, well, if you can get away with it for certain crimes, certain offences, then you may think it's a good idea and use it as justification to get rid of everything else. So then what you end up with is a situation where there's no juries at all. The excuse they use is that there's a backlog of cases. You know, I have a civil case going on at the moment with regard to a parking fine, which I've refused to pay because I've got evidence to show that I'm not guilty. But it's taken 2 years, and that's just a simple civil matter. So you imagine how long it takes for a criminal matter to go through the courts. It is completely and utterly ridiculous. And in the wake of this, what you have a situation where we find that a lot of courtrooms are actually empty. And they're telling us that there's a backlog when these courtrooms could be full with trials, full with process, full with getting things done, full with getting things sorted out. Yet there's a backlog and not all the resources are being used. There's a more underhanded secret. There's a more underhanded motive to all of this than some realise, and I will explain it to you. If you have a look at the EU, pretty much all of the EU, apart from, I think, 2 countries, maybe 3, are governed by what we call administrative law or Roman law. It's a communist type legal system. And in that system, there's no juries. Everything's pretty much dealt with in front of a judge or a panel of judges. Scotland is going that way. We've lost Scotland. It's been regionalised. It's gone. It's kaput. They've been betrayed. Roman law. This is why the United Kingdom can never be a country, by the way. If you look at England, if you look at Wales, and if you look at Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland's gone. They're stuck in the EU. Through those 3, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, we have a common law jurisdiction. And we are protected by the English Constitution, which people tell us we don't actually have, when in fact we do. And part of the protection in the English Constitution is the ability to have a jury to try us if we're guilty of something. Now, if you remove that, and they started to do it with magistrates, and now they're going down this route of trying to get rid of it in other procedures too, you end up in a situation where we're more like Roman law than common law. So what they're doing in true Fabian style is slowly, piece by piece, moving us in that direction. And of course, when you get regionalisation of England as well, they will destroy what we have to implement. You see what's happening? Crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share my stuff. I'll talk to you soon.